Hi there, welcome to Burning Spears. I'm Richard and welcome to Provence in southern France. I'm shooting an olive oil documentary. Keep an eye out for that. And it's Christmas Day. I've still got a little bit of flu, so excuse the heavy breathing or heavier than usual breathing. But stick around because I'm going to be butterflying a leg of lamb, French lamb, on the braai. I'm going to butterfly it on camera and then of course cook it on the braai on camera. So great vid, stick around. Like I said, Christmas Day, I'm cooking it alongside a duck. Keep an eye out for that video, it's going to be beautiful. And Provence is certainly well known for its lamb. Culturally, it's a very important meat here. The main reason why, I suppose, is the amount of rosemary here. It's everywhere. It's like the most common plant. Of course, wild. This is rosemary, that's rosemary, all of that's rosemary, there's rosemary. All of this is thyme, and you can just pick however much you want, put it in your cocktails. It's stunning stuff. Wild thyme, wild rosemary, love it. Okay, so we'll go straight into the deboning and the butterfly process. Now there isn't an H-bone on here, which is a good thing because that takes quite a bit of digging, and I don't have my boning knife with me. I did bring my main knife, and then there is this paring knife that might get me out of trouble, but a boning knife is your best knife for the job. So you've got a knee joint in here, and so essentially like two bones with a shank. I'm not going to cook today because it's quite tough, and then you want to work on the shallow side. So if you can see, there's a lot of meat under there, and this is shallow. So we're going to work on that. You find where the knee is, and you basically know that you're going to run like that and then straight. You imagine as if you know where the bone's running. And I've hit it directly, which is good. So in other words, you want to cut as little of the meat and waste as little of the meat as possible. So you just want to work around all the bone, and this is where boning knife is so good. Why do I butterfly? I butterfly it so that I can cook it nice on the braai, and you butterfly it so that it cooks evenly. You'll see how I flatten and make the meat the same sort of thickness with a couple of little tricks. That's great, as you probably know, nice and slow cooked in a stew or served on some mash, braised low and slow. Then there's a little bit of cartilage that needs to come out. Okay, so if you look at it side on, you can see how this middle part is thin, that's slightly fatter, and this is really thick, really tall. So hence it would cook unevenly like this. So there's a couple of different ways to do this, but first of all, I'm going to cut this lump of fat out in the center. It's got a gland in it that you don't really want to eat. There's that gland I was talking about. So you don't really want to be chomping on that. Right, so a bit of a hatchet job there, typically by me. But we're going to start the butterfly process to get it as consistent as possible. If you were to do the same to this side, it would be too thin. So the best thing to do with this is to score it a little bit. It's lying flat and open. Now more or less the same thickness, as good as you can get. I think I left a little bit of the shank on there, but that's going ahead like that. So because I'm in the Provence region, I'm going to cook this Provence style with Provence ingredients, namely the beautiful olive oil that comes from this farm that I'm on, and the wild herbs, the thyme and the rosemary. So of course just salt and pepper, lots of salt, lots of pepper, and remember, this is your best time to get your flavor sorted in the meat. Now you could chop this all up nicely and all of that, but I'm on holiday, I'm lazy. I'm going with the rustic country feel as an excuse today. And there we have it, ready for the braai. So this green oak is extremely pleasant stuff to cook with. Really hot, real good coals. It's amazing. So I'm just going to want to move the fire to the other side to take advantage of the coals. And I'm going to want to do the lamb pretty much hot and fast, guaranteed with some pink. And I'm going to utilize that fire to a large degree as well to provide that char should the coals not last too much. Now, I've always wanted to do this. I just have never had the chance, but when in Provence, a bit of that smoke coming off the herby smoky. Right, as you can see, we've got a nice little bit of char, but I don't really want to cook it too much longer. I'll just like the fat to render a bit. So now I'm going to go to extreme char level. There we go. One more little kiss. Okay, so still quite rare there. That's a great medium, and then that'll of course be a little bit more well done. Even with all of the thinning out and the equalization, it's just the way it's worked out. So that's great. So I've got this towards the heat of the fire. Might be too rare for a lot of people. However, I'm going to pull it off because the audience that I'm cooking for, some will like that as I will. Then this will be good, and that'll be good for different people. So you can please everyone. And it's great to be able to do that most of the time. Can't do it all the time. I'm just going to let this rest for 30 minutes or 20 minutes. And yeah, salt it and slice it. Right, so everyone's grazing on the duck inside, and I can carve the lamb now. It's rested. Probably a little bit too long, but it's still warm, which is good. You always want to eat your lamb pretty warm. You do not want cold lamb fat. It's not great. Not sure about this shank part. Cut that off. You want your lamb nice and seasoned. Bring that taste out, and you want lemon on it. Right, I enjoyed that butterflied leg of lamb cook. That flame, that action, that's what we want with a braai. Like it's great to produce good stuff with low and slow and the variance of, but when you really come down to it, you want that flame and stuff like that. So for most people, you'll probably want to take it a little bit further. But for me and my guests inside, busy noshing on it at the moment, very good. Not tough because it's pink, beautiful. What I'm finding really rewarding about this, believe it or not, is the burnt rosemary. You saw me get that char and that sear and the herbs burning and stuff like that. It adds a wonderful smoky flavor, and you can definitely tell it's a rosemary smoke. Plus the flavor backing it up, I suppose, makes it a rosemary smoke, if you know what I'm saying. But that is exceptional. Just remember the lemon and salt at the end. That's critical, eh? The big piece of meat like that. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to get stuck into some of the side dishes that we've made for Christmas Day now. And get stuck into some good Provence rosé and get sauced for the evening. Thanks for watching, and that's it.